Welcome to another amazing episode of the Kuttin Loose Podcast. We are ready to chop it up with the one and only Mr. Hooch.
What's up, man? It's good to be here.
Good to have you.
It's a good intro, Mareg.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Case Ham, by the way. Since he forgot to mention.
This Case and is one of our co-hosts.
It's another No Jeffrey episode today, guys. So more job security. He's off doing business things again.
Yeah, he's taking care of some things.
The business deal.
Yeah, big business deals.
Ain't
that right, Murray?
Come on. You're a killer.
That makes me so mad.
Yeah, man.
What's up?
That makes me mad.
The what?
Why is that?
I've heard about the business deal.
Oh, you have?
You can't, don't say it. Well, but
no, of course I'm not going to talk about it. I know I can't talk money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, good for you guys. Good for you. Nice little operation you got here. It's nice.
Yeah. You know what's sad? They actually have an actual set. I don't know if you've been on their podcast, but they actually have an actual set. We don't know where we're going to be week to week. We're like, we're still going to be at Rafi's this
week. And I
week.
think that keeps it exciting.
And
okay?
yeah, I think it keeps us on
their toes. They
toes.
have structure. We have mystery. That's what we.
Yeah, we're back at the Punchline, by the way. Shout out, Legendary Comedy Club. Do you know where you're sitting right now?
Yeah.
Legends have sat in that square.
Yeah. And also, people have bombed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. I mean, last night somebody bombed tremendously here.
I didn't bomb that bad.
I wasn't saying it was you. It was rough. It was before he went up, I was like, "Hey, yo, that's my friend to a girl."
Yeah.
Sitting over there.
Hey, you were sitting in the comedy corner. Be honest, there were no girls.
There was a comedian. I was like, "Yeah, that's my best bud." And then after he got done, I was like, "We're not that close." Like, I barely know him.
You have to distance yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes when Case goes up, it's like, how good of a friends are we?
Oh, yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. I get that. And Case is funny, but there are sets that I've seen where I'm like,
it's less than pleasurable, I'd say.
Which is part of the art form. We all bomb, right?
Yeah.
It's not all bangers.
No.
But I'm just starting out. I don't even know I'm on this podcast still. I was 2 weeks in. Jeffrey's eyes went black. He's like, "You're going to be on my podcast." And I was like, okay.
Well, that was...
That's your best Jeffrey voice?
No, that's not my Jeffrey voice. I was saying like something like a demon overtook him. He was like, "You're going to be on my podcast."
Because it sounded like a Jeffrey impression.
That wasn't a Jeffrey impression, I don't think.
Right.
I don't think that was a Jeffrey. Will, was that a Jeffrey impression? Yeah, see? My black friend has me. Ain't that right, Will? No, okay, yeah.
All right.
We'll high five after
there
the
it
show.
Is.
Yeah.
And he's still bombing.
He is. Maybe it's just the stage. You guys should move this. Can we move it to a booth real quick?
Yeah.
I want a good episode.
No, that's funny as hell. Speaking of a good episode, have you guys fully resolved your beef? Because I remember there was an
happened 12 hours ago.
Beef? I don't know. Me and Case have like a beef. I tell you what.
We have a new beef every day. It's like
Case is more sensitive than my girlfriend. I tell you that much.
I'm not that sensitive.
He's pretty sensitive.
I'm not that
You got to
sensitive.
tread lightly with him.
Right.
But it's a good relationship. It's toxic. It's a little toxic.
I don't think it's toxic.
How do you tread lightly? Do you have certain approaches when you see him, or do you kind of just try not to piss him off? What do you do?
No, it's very much I piss him off, and it's a lot of apologies. It's a lot of apologies. Wouldn't you say?
You don't even piss me off that much. I'd say I piss you off more than you piss me off.
That is also very true.
Because I'll be sitting there, and he'd be like, "Hey, man, can we do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess we can do something. I don't know." And he's like, "I hate you." So I'll bleep that. My bad. But
can't cuss on this podcast?
No, we can't cuss on this podcast.
Why?
That's a Sir Jeffrey question.
Yeah, so Sir Jeffrey has a sort of a wholesome vibe about him, and a lot of his sponsors are business owners, family-oriented, stuff like that. So it's not that we don't cuss. Guess you can say whatever you want.
So I can say gay.
But it's taken out of our paychecks.
Right. It's more so the
Just
reputation.
kidding. It's taken out of Will Palomino's.
Jeffrey likes to keep that clean reputation.
Yeah.
So we try to be conscious of what we say.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jeffrey anyway, in case you know how he is.
I try. I'm getting better at it. You can definitely tell from the first episode to now. I have like night and day difference.
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Nice establishment. It's
Yeah.
great.
What's your favorite episode we've had?
Your first one on the porch.
That was a good one. Yeah. That's what I call PME, pre-Mareg era.
Pre-Mareg, that's crazy. I like the one you did with your little brother. I was watching that the other day.
Yeah?
Him and Les, I think.
Wes,
yeah. I watched like the first 10 minutes of that, and The audio. Why were there no mics? First of all, I say that with love. I'm like, why can't I hear anything?
What was happening
Why
over
is
there,
Christian not giving these
Why-
people microphones? What's happening?
This got a telescopic mode. I don't know.
We had 5 people,
Mm.
and there's only 3 mics, so we try to do a boom mic system. You know
What's
what I mean?
that?
Where you
Like-
just put the mics.
Oh, on top of everybody. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So we tried to do that, and it was just hard because those young boys, they just weren't speaking loud enough.
I heard, and
So
I
it's
think
a
was
lot
it you
of-
that said you got to project? Yeah.
It was a lot of that. It was like project your voice. and
Those
all
young
that.
boys weren't
Yeah.
speaking loud enough.
Those young dogs, they just
Yeah.
couldn't. You know,
My favorite episode was my episode.
your episode.
Yeah.
We're making this about you now.
Yeah. Well, I was
Okay.
saying my personal favorite episode of yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. We got pretty good views on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But
Wha-
do you know what we're about to do right now? Something that your podcast doesn't have. We're gonna do the sponsors.
Go ahead. Go
Your
ahead,
sponsors
Case.
for your 50 viewers.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
mark off.
Okay. Anyways, no, but yeah, our first sponsor today, of course, is the legendary, the so comfortable, the Goldilocks boxers themselves, Champ Boxers.
Come on.
They're like the Goldilocks and the 3 bears. You know, it's not too soft, not too hard. It's just right.
Is this an ad read?
This
It
is
it
a real ad read
This
I
is
do
it.
every week.
This is it.
Improvise it every week. You know what I mean? It's like Jaws 1 of the Jaws trilogy. It's perfect, Champ Boxers are. This ain't no Jaws 3D where Jaws' cousin follows them to Jamaica and like with a vengeance, and then like he explodes on a submarine. Like it's a really whole weird thing, Jaws 3D.
Yep.
Are you wearing champ boxers right now?
I am wearing Champ Boxers
Can I
right
see
now.
it?
No. And I'm not showing my underwear on the podcast.
I just
That's-
just lift up your shirt.
Hooch, don't do this. But Champ Boxers are so comfortable.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
They are so comfortable. It's like when your mom tucks you in at night. It's just so comfortable. The bed's so soft. I mean, every night my mom tucks me in. And yeah, if you use promo code Kuttin Loose 1, that's KUTTINLOOSE 1, you get 25% off all purchases.
Yep.
All purchases. That's a
Excellent.
reusable code, Hooch.
Excellent.
Reusable.
And what was that detergent company that we like to? That we
You
wash
got
our
that
Champ
one.
Boxers with? Yeah, so when you're working out in your Champ Boxers, you out there getting after, you getting sweaty, you got to wash it, right? So what do you use? True detergent. Come on now. Come on now. None of that Tide like, I can't say their name out loud.
Don't even need
True detergent. Go to trueproducts.com. And what's the percentage that they get off?
10%.
10% off when you use Kuttin Loose 1. That's KUTTINLOOSE 1. So that's it.
That's
Wear
35%
Champ-
total.
That's 35. Bruh, what?
That's 35%.
That's a whole
total.
discount right there. You
That's
understand?
more than a quarter.
Listen to me. Joe Biden ain't doing that.
Mm-mm.
He ain't giving me
My
that.
cookout
Not in this
prices went up.
inflation.
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But
We're doing it.
we're doing it. So Champ Boxers, trueproducts.com. We love our sponsors. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring us and keeping this podcast going. Yeah, so back to Hooch, man. Again,
Do you have any
great to
sponsors you
have-
want
I
We
do.
don't have to do this right now, Case. We
Okay.
let's focus on our guest.
I got a couple of sponsors and plugs, but I'll do it at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, man. You are a multifaceted, talented man. You work in movies and you're doing comedy. Talk to us about your journey in these art forms and how you got to be who you are today.
Well, that's a long story.
Yeah, we have all day. No.
Do we?
No,
I gotta go
hour.
back to work. I got into the film industry because of my mom. She's a costume supervisor, and I was working out of a farm right out of high school,
Mm.
and I thought that was gonna be my peak, just working at a irrigation farm.
Mm.
And I was like, I made it. You know what
It's
I mean?
honest trade.
I was making $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Just barely got a raise. You know, I had the life by the balls, and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I could buy lunch and gas.
Yeah.
When you fill up your gas tank for the first time after high school with your own wallet, that's like, you have life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call from a supervisor. He's like, hey, you want to come work on Yellowstone? I was like, I'd love to do that. He's like, well, be up here tomorrow. So
And Yellowstone, not the national park,
Mm-mm.
but the
The
movie,
TV show.
The TV show.
With
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
with Kevin Costner. So
Good
I
show.
walked in my boss's office and I was like, hey,
Peace out.
I'm going to go leave. And he's like, leave right now.
Wow.
He's like, go follow your dreams, old son.
Wow.
So, and then got in the film industry. and then worked like 6 movies that year, traveling from like Baltimore, New Orleans, and everything. It was pretty cool. It was like right after COVID too.
Okay, so this is all fairly recent. Any favorite projects that stood out to you, or that you things that that are memorable?
Yeah, great question. Probably the one I'm on right now. Yeah, it's the only project I've ever worked with my mom, so like that's really cool. And like just being able to do a summer working with my mom and my brother, it's been amazing.
I love that. What kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of project is it? Are you allowed to even say, or?
Yeah, it's a Marvel project.
Ooh.
Come on, big money.
You know
Be
what I mean?
honest.
Yeah.
Is Thanos back?
That was good, Case.
That was good.
That was good.
No.
Come on.
There you go. There you go. Nah, yeah, it's a great project. It's been actually one of the funnest ones, and like, because I do textiles for costumes, so I do
What does
like
that mean? Like
aging and dyeing of like fabrics and clothing. To like break it down for somebody who's dumb.
Don't do that to my
Well,
co-host.
what?
Yeah, you know what you did, Hooch.
Somebody that's just dumb.
Hooch, I have eyes.
What am I doing?
Go-
So back to, did he always interrupts people?
It's the ADHD.
Okay.
We
So somebody who's like
So is Thanos back?
repeating questions. You know what that's a sign of?
what is that?
Being dumb. It's the second sign.
It's a good one, Hooch.
The third sign is him
Keep
gonna
going.
cut me off again.
So costume design.
Yeah, so it's
used-
basically like makeup.
So the Marvel movie that you're doing.
It's like makeup for clothing. That's essentially what I do.
Gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're working with your hands a lot, I take it.
Yeah, paintbrush and all that.
Very
Yeah.
cool, man.
I paint for like 12 hours a day.
Wow.
You have to do spray paint. You come into open mics with like spray paint all over your clothes sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of spray paint.
So that's dedication. You're telling me you're putting in 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours on these sets, and then you go and do comedy at night.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep your energy up, and who is your cocaine dealer? No, I'm kidding.
Ooh. That's a good question.
We can edit this out.
No, it's Carlos Carvajal.
I knew it.
He's bad for your health. He really is.
Yeah, we
He
know.
No, he's skinny. He's on a weight loss journey. Hey, congratulations, Carlos. 30 days clean.
Oh, so he made it to 30.
That was
30
31
days.
now.
Oh, come on,
31
Carlos.
days. Yep.
Yeah, 31 days stay.
Come
That's a
on,
month.
31. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be like 45 days. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout out to the future streak too.
Yeah, he's
Hell yeah.
staying dedicated. Honestly, he's losing a lot of weight. I'm really proud of him.
Oh, but
That's
52,
awesome, man.
52 days.
Yeah, and if you
That's
want to see him,
Yeah.
watch For the Boys. You can really watch his weight loss journey.
For sure, man. Like
Yeah.
from episode to episode.
Yeah, episode you can see him dropping pounds.
I
Yeah,
love that.
dude.
Yeah,
And watching it now too, he's even losing.
yeah. He seems a lot happier. Wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
Mm.
He seems more quick on his feet.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Yeah.
What was that waddle you just did? You seem
Yeah, it's more quick on his feet, you know.
Yeah.
fair. No, that's good. And in all honesty, like doing what we do, it does take a toll on your health if you're not careful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, we're out late at night, we're eating junk food, we're drinking, whatever the case may be. So we really have to spend the time to take care of our bodies, because you're not going to last long if you don't do that.
That is true.
We all know it. It's just that nobody says it out loud. It's like, oh, you're fat shaming. No, I'm not fat shaming. I love y'all. You do whatever you want. But the reality is, if you don't take care of your body, it's going to break down.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
That's
Look at this
good,
guy.
man. Yeah.
He looks like Adonis. No homo.
Who's that?
The boxer. All right.
Adonis.
Creed.
I don't know who this is.
He's a Greek god too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Caesar. All I know is that white Russian. You know?
Oh,
Drago.
if he dies, he
Oh, is that your
dies.
dad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it is not my dad.
You sure?
No, I'm pretty sure. You think I'd be here at the Punchline Comedy Club with Kuttin Loose if I was related to Drago?
Yeah. I think you would. He lost at the end, so, you know,
It was fake.
down the card he went, you
It
know.
was fake. But to answer your question, how do I stay so happy and healthy?
Yeah.
I think it's honestly just surround myself with the boys. Like if you have a great team, you know what I mean. If you got the boys with you, it makes it fun. It doesn't even seem like hard work.
100%.
And like from working my farm job to like anything I do in the movies and comedy, it's all like, oh, this is a lot easier. I don't want to go back to that. So
I love that.
yeah,
That support system is key.
dude, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Like honestly, all jokes aside, getting to go see Carlos, you know, you, Peter, and everything. It's like, yeah, it's hard to have a bad day when you're laughing all the time.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And people think comedy is like a one-person thing because you're up there on the stage by yourself. It's a whole team.
Yeah.
You got to have that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how many bits we all like write together and talk
Oh my God,
about, and everything. It's really good. It's really good, and especially the friend group we have. After you come off of like a bad set,
Yes.
our boys really don't. They'll let you know. They'll let you know when you're.
Or like I was in a bad mood last night, and
Yeah.
like I was like staring a hole through a table, and Carlos literally turned around and he goes, "Man, I'm never eating Taco Mac with you again." That's what he said. That's what he said. I have text. I'm sorry, but can I tell the story real
Go
quick?
ahead.
So me, Carlos, and Kenny Murray, we're all at Taco Mac. Shout out Carlos, Kenny, and Taco Mac, I guess. We're already up to 3, all in one. We hit a
In
shout out
one breath.
trifecta. But anyways, Carlos ate some hot wings. And the Taco Mac, this one in particular, is not the best. It's Caesar, who we had on last week. He was there with us at one point. But this particular time, not even kidding, this guy was like, he was like, I think I'm going to shit my pants. And Carlos runs to the bathroom. And not even kidding, he was in there for an hour. And, like, I'm texting him, like, hey, man, are you good, man? Like, you need me to come in there, rub your belly? Like, what's happening, man? And Kenny goes, he's sitting at the table, he's like, hey, man, I'll be right back. And he walks in this bathroom, and Carlos does that bit, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, this guy knows what I'm talking about. Am I right? Am I? Deceive! And then he'll, like, chop you in the neck. Kenny does that to the bathroom stall. And from what I hear, Carlos is like, man, everything is going terribly about this right now. So Carlos literally comes back waddling. Like, he just had been not even like his usual waddle. He was doing like an extra waddle. And so that was the story behind Carlos being like, I'm never eating at Taco Mac with you again, man. It immediately cheered me up.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, like, with the boys,
You need those moments to stay balanced. Because if you don't have friends and a support group, all you have is your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And they're not always happy.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And all it takes is for the one dark thoughts to be like, all right, you should quit comedy.
Yeah.
Don't come back to this. But then you have friends that are like, hey, man, it's just a bad set.
Mhm.
That's all it was.
You want to go
Get
Taco
back-
Mac after this?
Talking
You know?
about, and also like it makes it easier. It's like, hey, the accountability me and Carlos have for each other.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, we're gonna go do this mic. And it's like, oh, I don't want to. It's like, oh, I didn't know you're selling out Madison Square Garden yet. Like you can,
Yeah, no, 100%.
you can take a date. You can take a
Right.
break. That's crazy.
Keeps you hungry.
Yeah, it does.
No, I
Does.
love that, man. And speaking of hunger, when I first met you, you hadn't moved to Austin yet.
Mm-mm.
You were still a
Yeah.
baby comic.
Trash.
You knew me
think you
from
and
the
I,
start.
bro, you and I started at around the same time.
Yeah.
Smith's Old Bar,
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday nights. That grind.
Shout out Smith's Old Bar.
Shout out Smith's. And then you came back from Austin, and you're a completely different comic.
Yeah.
Like I mean that. Oh, we're spilling something. I mean that with.
What you
It's okay. We'll clean
I
up
spilled
after.
my coffee.
Yeah, it's just we need to clean up.
You
So talk to us about that experience, cause
Starting from Austin or Atlanta? With you?
how you came back better in Austin, and what
Um,
was that grind like?
Sorry,
'Cause-
Peter's gonna yell at me so bad right now. I'm scared. It's the coffee. It's the coffee.
I don't know. I see some dip
Shut
in
the
there.
I accidentally spilled my spit cup again. It's a little bit though, Peter. No, it's not in the frame. We might have to cut this out.
No, we're keeping it in.
No, cut this out. Because then you have to cut this. No, it did. It did come out. You have to cut it out because then he'll use this on why I need to quit. I know. Can I just say one thing? It's because I was so invested in Mareg's and his questions.
Marek, ask that question again, and we'll start from there.
God, I'm
Yeah,
going to get yelled at.
we can edit this part out. This is obviously just
I'm
intermission.
so sorry, guys.
It's okay, man.
You're okay,
Things
man.
happen.
You're okay.
I'm just going to gut it for the rest of the episode.
You're okay.
These things happen.
Yeah.
So my question was, it's really just asking you to tell us about your experience in Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
No, honestly, because like Atlanta has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
And like, being able to do different rooms and all that. But Austin, dude, you can get up 100 open mics in a month. Like that's what my goal was, and I was hitting that each time. So I just got so many reps. Like going from doing a set and then like, because here like you do a set and then you listen to it and you're like, okay, I want to readjust tomorrow.
Right.
I was readjusting all right, now I'm doing another mic in 10 minutes. And then I just kept on readjusting. And the caliber out there, too, just makes you push so much harder. You know, you see like Cam and Hans Kim at mics, and you're like, okay, you just learn so much from watching people. So it's just a lot of that.
So it's just being surrounded by those guys.
Yeah, being surrounded by greatness makes you better, or
For
you
sure.
drowned. So
Iron sharpens iron.
yeah, it was just a lot of that.
And did you start out with Cam Patterson out there, or was he already?
Cam moved there 2 months before I did,
Mm-hmm.
and by the time I got there, Cam was already on Kill Tony,
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
And how were you in Atlanta before you moved to?
Dude, I was so bad.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say so bad. You were new.
Yeah, I was
You
new.
were new. You're still learning about yourself. On
Yeah, I didn't know how to write a joke, like anything like that.
Mhm.
I just remember you getting up and you had one joke about soaking.
Yeah, that's my one joke I had.
And I almost knew to expect it because
Yeah.
it always got laughs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you came back and you had actual minutes
Mm-hmm.
and you were tagging up your material. And I'm like, oh, this kid has been working.
Yeah.
He's been working. So that was really beautiful to witness.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that.
For someone who's never been to Austin, what would you recommend? If, let's say, Case flies out there tomorrow, what's the first open mic you should hit up?
I mean, they do the Creek in the Cave every night. And that's like, it's probably similar to El Dorado, where it's like mostly just comics. Sometimes you'll get a couple other people in there. But that's the trenches. So I'd recommend that. That's how you get to know everybody and everything. So like the Creek and Cave is definitely the home.
And what is the sign up like? Do you go up, show up, go up, or?
Yeah, the Creek in the Cave is sign up, go up, which is nice. I do run a mic there. That's why I run mics on Wednesdays there
Nice.
and stuff. It is a really good show. Really good show. Yeah.
What's the attendance like? You get like 20 plus comics.
Did you get like 40
100?
comics, 40 to 50 almost
Every night.
on every?
How
yeah.
long are the sets?
3 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. In Austin, it's like if you're killing the 3, they usually will put you to like 4, but if not, but most people, it's like here because you get in so many comics. Some people do like 1 minute and everything and stuff. But
I
if a
gotcha.
joke works at the Creek in the Cave, and then when you go to the Mothership, you're gonna kill your set there.
Have you done Mothership?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Dude, doing the Mothership, it's just crazy because they bring you to like Mitzi's old bar, and if you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast at all, you
For
hear
sure.
him always talking about that.
For sure.
So you're like sitting in there and you're like, holy shit, you know what I
This
mean?
is real.
Yeah, and they tell you at the very beginning of that mic, they're like, hey, like this isn't an open mic, this is an audition. Like the booker's here
The talent scouts and all
yeah.
that.
So if you do good, he'll talk to you. If not, as soon as you do your set, you leave. Like you don't even get to stay.
How did you get the spot at the ship?
So the way their system works, there's I think 12 comics every Sunday and Monday, and the first 6 people are random,
Okay.
and then the next 6 are like the door guys. Like, okay, this guy's doing really good, this and that. So my first one is the first day I was there with Carlos. Me and him signed up together, and I
And-
got on. And Carlos sat front row. He got to go watch the show. I killed. It was great. And then I built up a pretty good name, so I was doing the Mothership like once or twice a month when I was there.
So then you got selected randomly, sounds like,
Mhm.
because you were one of the 6 that got chosen that night.
Yeah,
Out of how many? I'm guessing hundreds or?
like 200, 300. Dude, the line is like a street long for that sign up.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the spot to go to.
Yeah,
And you said Sundays and Mondays.
Sundays and Mondays, yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
And most people do the Monday Mothership mic and Kill Tony. So like Mondays, it's close to like 500 people that show up for that mic. Yeah.
What time does ship start? Because Tony starts at 9, right?
Yeah, I think sign up for it is 5:30 and stuff like that.
Interesting. That's another thing I noticed was how popular the scene got after that comedy club was opened.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's incredible, man. 500 people.
Yeah. Dude,
That's crazy. I don't even think there's 500 comedians in Atlanta.
no.
No.
Okay, Holden. There is. I know them all.
Yeah, especially for the Monday mic. But yeah, there's a lot of comedians. And then every like 2 months, it's weird to see. You'll see more waves coming.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you signed up for Kill Tony too, I'm guessing?
I signed up there when I first got to Austin, like for the first like 2 months. I signed up every month, and then I saw a couple of my friends go up and just bomb so hard. And I was like, I don't want to do that. 'Cause you have you in comedy, you get one chance for your first impression.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want my first impression to be my soaking bit
Right.
and all that and like be uncomfortable. So my goal was to do 500 mics, and then I'd sign up again. And I
like
hit that goal, and I started signing up again, and then I came back here for the movie. So
Gotcha. You going back after that?
yeah, I leave
He'll be gone by the time this comes out.
I'll leave July 8th. I move back to Austin.
But like, not like visit, but like you're moving back there.
Yeah, for good.
With the lease and everything.
Yeah, I still have my lease out there.
You never
No,
terminated the lease.
nah, because I was like, if I terminate it, then I might not go back.
You're right. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Who's in your place right now?
Nobody.
It's just empty.
Yeah, the rent's cheap there. It's only like $600.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you living in Austin? Pflugerville?
No, I live like 10 minutes away from the Mothership Club.
Roommates?
Yeah.
You have roommates?
Yeah.
And y'all split the rent, I'm guessing. Now I'm asking too much. How many roommates do you live with?
I live with 3.
Oh, okay.
But I have my own room and bathroom and everything.
So it's a big place.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And
Yeah.
you're 600, nigga?
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
might move to Casey trying to move to Austin.
Let's move to Austin, man.
Right.
Hey, cut loose on the road. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Austin is amazing.
Sorry, Christian. We got
No, because
Yeah. Yeah. It is a gay joke.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I literally didn't say it, I just looked at him. Yeah.
Hooch, what'd you say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
Our podcast.
Gay podcast for the boys.
For
More
the
like
boys.
in the boys. Am I right? Okay.
So what else did you want to ask?
so I'm kind of just trying to picture your journey through that scene and
Yeah.
how it's made you better as a comedian.
Dude, it really is amazing. Like and it's cool too. When I first moved there, I was 4 months in, so about like where you're at right now in comedy. You know, not knowing how to write a joke and everything. Not saying that's you.
I know how to write a joke.
Not saying that was you. That was me. I didn't know how to
Sure.
write a joke. You know, and then I got there,
I choose not to write my joke.
and it was so terrifying, bro. It was so scary.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so scary.
Because you're so new.
So new.
No, yeah.
And everything, and then like you see people like kill like all the time. And
Yeah.
you're like, holy how do you do this? You know? But it was a really amazing experience.
How'd you get over that fear? Or was there a moment where you're like, all right, I ain't scared of y'all no more?
Yeah. Probably when I just knew I was like, I'm not talented at comedy yet. So I was like, I'm just gonna outwork everybody. And like it was crazy like being in the scene, because you can do so much and everybody's like, yeah, I'm hitting like 5 mics a week. I'm like, I'm doing that in one day.
Right.
And then like I just was like, all right, I'm just gonna start outworking everybody.
Yeah.
Did you have a schedule, like a calendar? If on Mondays I'm gonna hit this. On
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah. And the cool thing about Austin is they have like an Instagram page where they post like at probably noon about all the mics that are gonna be that day, so you can plan it out.
Okay, so there isn't like a group chat with like all the.
No.
Where do
no.
they post it? Yeah.
It's on the Austin comedy page.
Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you plan it out.
Yeah, I just planned it out. So I'd like work out, then write for like 3 to 4 hours, and then go hit mics, and that was like my whole day. That's all I did.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're hitting 5 mics, I can't imagine you having time for anything else,
No.
especially in the afternoon.
No. And the first one usually starts at like 2, and then goes until like 2
In the
at
morning.
midnight. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any favorite spots? You mentioned Creek and Cave,
Creek in the
Mothership.
Cave, Mothership, Roscoe's Comedy Club. They have a really good mic. That's probably the closest thing. What would be that equivalent to that here? It'd probably be like Punchline.
Punch. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Red Bands Club, Sunset or whatever?
Sunset?
Is that
The Sunset, they
heard
do a
this.
couple mics. The open mics are okay there. But when you get a show at Sunset, dude,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's fun?
It is so fun. Yeah.
Because from what I hear, the ceiling is high or something. That's like the running
That
joke.
is the running joke and
Yeah.
stuff. But no, when you're funny at Sunset, like, yeah, going to the secret show, everything,
Yeah.
yeah, you can hear the laughs. You
Oh,
can
I
hear
love
the
that.
laughs.
Have you ever been to a secret show?
Yeah.
You have?
And that's the best part about Austin is just like here is like if you're a comedian, most likely you can watch most of the shows for free.
Perfect. Yeah.
So like if you're not like booked or there's not an open mic, you just literally walk into Sunset, watch like Tony Hinchcliffe, and everybody go perform. You learn from that. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna go hit my spot real quick.
It's a supportive environment. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah.
I love that. There was a follow-up I was about to ask you, but it lost my train of thought. It'll
got
come back.
anything, Casey?
It'll come back.
Yeah, you grew up in Utah.
I did grow up in Utah.
Why? No, I'm kidding. No, but like, what was that like growing up in Utah? Like, would you? Obviously, Utah's a notoriously Mormon state.
Yeah.
You know, scarily Mormon even. What was that like? And like, did the outside world of Utah kind of shock you?
No. So I actually grew up in Arizona. I was born and raised in Arizona until I was 15. And then I moved freshman year to Utah. And that's why I call Utah my home, because it was like from 15 until I was
Your most formative years.
19.
Mm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, made all my memories, had a lot of my firsts in Utah. So, like, that's why I call Utah my home. But it was amazing. But the outside world didn't shock me, because every summer we'd go to wherever my mom was working on a movie.
Yeah.
So I actually like grew up a lot of my summers here in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been coming to Atlanta since I was like 12.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's your
you're
favorite part
familiar.
about Atlanta?
I honestly love Fayetteville. Yeah,
Fayetteville.
yeah, I love
That's
Fayetteville.
south of Atlanta.
South.
I got a gun pulled on me in Fayetteville.
Yeah,
That's why you just triggered me.
That's why
with
Hooch
you.
likes it.
Yeah.
No, literally, I went. I was selling insurance. This was back in the day, but first job out of college, I happened to be meeting a client at their home. The client didn't tell their roommate that I was coming.
Oh shit.
Mind you, I'm dressed in a business suit. I have my partner with me in the passenger seat. We pull up to the driveway. Next thing I know, I see a white man approaching me with his hand behind his back.
Ooh, it's never good.
It's never good.
Yeah, you never want to
And
see a
I
white
look
man
up-
with his hand behind his back.
You know what I
unless he's
mean?
on stage.
I look up at him. I roll my window down, and he pulls a Glock from behind his back, and he's like, "Get the F off my property right now." I'm like, "Sir, can I get a good afternoon first?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here.
He's like, not with that attitude.
Do you hit him with the joke?
Let's restart. Let's
Bro, I was 22 years old. I was so
How old are you
frightened.
now?
I'm 31. As a 22-year-old
Damn.
kid, you'll get there one day, Case. If
We'll
you're
get there.
if you don't die before then.
Yeah. You're what?
I'm 21.
You're 21. I'm 20.
Yeah.
Just turned 24.
You 24? Okay, man. Yeah, and I'm 31 now, and I would have handled things differently. But back then, I was scared shitless. You know, 22 or so, fresh out of college. I have no money, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just. Anyway, so when he pulled a gun at me, I was like, "Sir, I'm here for a meeting with your roommate, but I'll get out of here if you want right now." So I literally just reversed and got the out of there. And I've never gone back to Fayetteville since. I've driven through Fayetteville, but I'm like, I'm not stopping in this white ass city.
Yeah, real quick.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not-
Yeah, he's going about 15 above that speed limit. He's 35, I can do 50. I can.
Oh yeah.
It's never happened to me when I was in Fayetteville. I don't know why. That's crazy.
Right, exactly. I
Yeah,
wonder
I
why.
actually felt quite safe
I
in
feel
Fayetteville.
so safe in Fayetteville. Might have been me. You know what I mean?
It was. It was
It was
14-year-old
Hooch,
Hooch. He's like, get out of here, man.
Dude, I'm still bald.
Yeah. And he had dip, so
Yeah, could have been me.
he went, "Get off my property."
Is that a prototype for Zen you got in your head?
Prototype for
Oh,
That's a
man.
good one.
But yeah, man. So you're familiar with Atlanta more so than I realized.
Yeah.
You've been here many more times.
Yeah.
Cool. So is Austin gonna be the city for you then? Once you move back after the
Dude,
movie,
Austin's it.
that's it.
Austin's it for me.
Yeah.
What?
You know Atlanta pretty well. He's like, yeah, cool.
I don't know where to take it from there. I was like, but you're leaving, so
You were just hoping
clearly.
that thought got you along the way. He's going to be like, yeah, man. So my dad threw me down the stairs. I was like, oh, yeah, so about Atlanta again. Yeah.
I had nothing else to add.
Yeah.
No, Atlanta is a great city.
So once you go back,
That's my
you're
city,
back
man.
for good.
Hopefully, I got a new TV show that I'm gonna do in Dallas for I think 2.5, 3 months. So I'm
What's
gonna
the
do
TV
that.
show about?
It's Lioness, season 1. I worked on season 1 in Baltimore, so I'm gonna finish up that season with my mentor, and then honestly, you guys will get a little fresh news statement. I'm probably done with the movie industry.
Mm,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Breaking news. This is
Breaking news.
exclusive Kuttin Loose Podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's breaking
How did you
news,
arrive
so-
at that decision to be done with the movie industry?
It just takes too much time. like being on set, 12-hour days.
Yeah.
You're gone for like 6 months on like a light show. Like I'm hopping on this show like halfway through, and I just won't be able to devote as much time I want to as comedy.
Sure.
Like I'm already like 24. Like if I can just devote 2 to 3 years just on comedy, I'll do really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting my money stacked up,
For sure.
and then that's it.
Good.
Get your grind
Good.
set on.
It sounds
Yeah.
like you have a plan and you have the grinding mindset to go after what you really want to do.
Yeah.
What about being in the movie industry in other ways, whether it be acting or doing
Yeah,
things
I
in
would.
front
I
of
wouldn't
the
mind
camera?
dabbling in acting. That's
Yeah.
like kind of why I started comedy. Is because I was like, obviously not getting any acting roles. Not a lot of people are looking for bald 21-year-olds. You know what I mean? So I was like, what's the best way to, I looked online. It's like, what's the best way to get acting jobs or better experience? And it was
Grow
comedy.
hair? Oh.
Thank you, Case.
Having that stage presence
Yeah.
and that experience of doing
Yeah.
comedy can open doors because people are looking at you now.
Yeah. And then I just fell in love with comedy from like the first time I tried it.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I was really, really bad at it.
We all were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time in my life that like I was bad at something. Like at the get-go. And it like made me addicted to it.
I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So your mindset was, I got to get better at this.
Yeah. Just to like prove it to myself.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the mindset to have if you're going to be a stand-up comedian. Because we all eat
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We all eat but we get better through that.
Dude, it drives me crazy every time. Every time I bomb, it drives me
Yeah.
so crazy.
You can't wait till you get it back, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta, and that's the part that kills me here is like, I bomb and I'm like, all right, I have to wait until tomorrow to get
Yeah.
back on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could relate to that feeling for sure. For me, it's like I know why I bombed too a lot
Yeah.
of times.
Mhm.
I'm like, you idiot. Why didn't you say
Yeah.
it this way instead of that? And
Dude.
it's only when you listen to the recording. It's like,
Ooh, that's the worst when you go on stage and you're like, why did I interact with the crowd? Like, why didn't I just stick with my material?
yes.
Why did I
That-
try to
yes.
add that new bit
Yes.
that I
So-
just wrote?
Real. That happened
So-
to me the other day at the alley stage.
That happened to me last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
my first joke was the experience I had with Carlos in the car.
Mm.
And I was like, that was funny. I should talk about that right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you did talk about it.
And it bombed.
Yeah.
It really case hand. You know what I mean? Just did not do good.
No, I get that. And that's, again, it's trial and error. That's the thing. Dion Cole has a special on YouTube. Shout out Dion Cole, great comic.
5.
He has a YouTube special of him just bombing.
Yeah.
And it's him not bombing throughout, but him trying new jokes, and they don't always work.
Yeah.
And he stops at one point, and he looks at the audience, and he's like, by the way, guys, this is most of the job,
Yeah.
as us trying new and seeing what works.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you can see it in the way he tells jokes that bombing no longer bothers him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a beautiful place to get to, where you've eaten so much that you've built a tolerance to it.
Yeah.
So now you don't have fear. You can go out there and be yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is the best part about doing a new bit too for like my personality. It's like that joke will bomb and I'll be like then just like so hyper fixated on it. I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, but why? I know I'm funny, but why is that not working?
Exactly, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad you said that I know I'm funny. Because sometimes we forget that, bro.
Yeah.
Especially with, like my first 6 months, I felt like such an imposter. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like I don't belong in this. What am I doing here?
I've never felt that way in comedy.
Because it could be the hooch privilege that we
Yeah.
talked about earlier.
Hooch privilege.
Didn't you cry in your car after like your first 3 months or something like that?
Yeah, I
every day?
didn't cry because I was an imposter. Yeah, when I first started,
Yeah.
I cried after almost every set because I was just so bad. Like I've
okay.
never felt like that way. You know, because growing up, it's like
A failure.
failing, like just like plain failing. Because
Yeah.
you can't blame it on anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? You saw me when I first started. I'd do a minute and then nothing would happen and the silence would drive me crazy and I'd be like, all right, I'm leaving, and I would run off the
Right.
stage, go in my car, call my mom, and I'd be like, I'm quitting. I'm done doing this.
It's the emotions.
Yeah. My mom would always just be like, just do one more. Do one more for me. That's why I kept on going.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
good that you have that support too.
Yeah.
Because we talked about friends earlier, but your family supporting you with this
Yeah.
dream that's big.
It is big.
That's big.
Also why I moved to Austin was because of my mom.
Really?
I remember being 4 months in, and like the club mothership just opened, and I was like, Mom, I feel like if I can get there when it just started, Like I'll be able to like build my name, you know, and everything. But I was like, it's a big scene. I don't think I'll like make it. Like all the doubts that you could possibly say.
Sure.
Like I don't know anybody in the city, you know. I've on all that. Like I'm 20. I think I was 23, and my mom was just like, "You can do it." Like she didn't hesitate. Like I was like asking her to talk me out of it, basically. She's like, "No, you can do it." So I like left that conversation, booked an apartment 5 minutes later off of Facebook Marketplace. Came back to her and I was like, I'm moving to Austin. She's like, okay, do you have an apartment? And I was like, I just got one.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
On Facebook Marketplace.
Shout out Facebook
Come on.
Marketplace. Next
Yeah.
sponsor.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love that. That's such a wholesome story too, because a lot of times parents, they'll look out for you and they'll try to protect you.
Yeah.
So they may not necessarily want you taking too many risks with your life because they care about you.
Yeah.
So for your mom to be like, you know what, this is what you should be doing because you believe in your dream and I'm a believe in it too.
Yeah. She also just like reminded me of like the effort I can put into things. Because when I first started in the movie industry, like you do make good money, but I was like traveling from like cities and states. But, like I slept on an air mattress in like the shop of whatever show I was working on for the first 2 years.
Wow.
Like just to save money
wow.
and stuff. I had like one fork. I remember my brother sent me a fork. It was like one of those multi-tool,
Sure.
like fork, spoon, and knife.
Sure.
He sent me that for my birthday. And like,
fork.
oh yeah, no, it wasn't. It had a fork. It was like a Swiss Army knife, but it had like
I got you.
every
All the.
yeah.
I'm picturing it. Yeah.
So I had that and one plate for like 2 years, and that's all I had.
Wow. Just
Yeah.
grinding.
So she reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, I can do Austin if I can do that.
I love that. And that's the mindset we talked about.
Yeah.
That you need that grind set to say, I have a dream. I'm going to set aside all these wants. I'll just use a Swiss Army knife for a spoon, and I'll sleep on an air mattress.
Yeah.
Just don't have no needles around me, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no needles. Could be worse. You know, what I mean?
Yeah. So I love that, man.
Live with that regret.
Yeah. And that's motivating for a lot of the people listening to this. This is real inspiration.
Yeah.
This is real, because that's what it takes.
So it's interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah. And how'd you stay grounded? Because you're doing like what, 100 mics a month? I think that was your record. You told me it was like 120, right?
Yeah.
How do you like stay grounded throughout all that? Of like, okay, we're just gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Just
Like,
keep on bombing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's humbling.
Back to just the system of a best friend. I have a best friend name out there. His name's Hunter Parker, and like we just gamified it. Like that's like my like rules in life. Like gamify it, make it fun, and that like and build a system. So we just gamified it. We're like, all right, it's a challenge, me versus you, whoever can get the most mics, you know. And then you do friendly competition. It's like that, and whoever can work out the most and like post the most,
Sure.
like you win. Like a Chipotle or something like small. And just like the fact that like he would be out there, he'd be like, "Oh, I got 6 today." I'd be like, I only got 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because at that point it doesn't even feel like work. You're
No.
just playing games.
Yeah, just playing a game. Yeah. So that was the big thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I'm pretty good at building a system wherever I'm at. Like that's probably why I do so good.
Have you read Atomic Habits by James Clear?
Dude, I'm just listening to that right now with my girlfriend.
Great book, man.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite books, and he talks about that, having systems instead of goals, because it's good to have goals to say, hey, I have this lofty dream, or I want to buy a house, but what are you going to do to get there?
Yeah.
And those systems is what really helps you get there, and it sounds like you have that mindset of
You
not
are
just
the atomic habit.
you know what I mean? Not just I want to be a big comedian, but these are my systems of how I'm going to get there. I'm going to do 100 mics. I'm going to do this many book shows. I'm going to post on social.
Yeah.
So I think having that system is important.
It is. It's definitely the only thing that's like helped me out. And I'm like so bad at failing at it and like falling off, but it's just like, all right, why did that not work? It's just like a bit. It's like, okay, what failed on that? Well, how can I improve this next bit?
For sure.
That's how I treat systems.
For sure. You're
Yeah.
tweaking constantly.
Constantly.
Tweaking. Yep.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I did that for 7 days. All right, now how can I push it for 8?
For sure. And Mark Norman talks about that too, where he'll tweak a joke on stage,
Mm-hmm.
especially if a tag bombs. He doesn't stay in that feeling of, oh, I just bombed. He says he throws out one more line to see. And guess what? That one more line sometimes ends up getting the big laugh. The audience doesn't know that the first tag was supposed to be the funny part, and that you just pushed through that bomb to get to this. They think you're just all working it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being able to tweak and adjust on the fly, I think, is very important for us as comics.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man.
But also just like life.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
I think that's a big thing I struggle with is like, I think of like, oh, I just want to be a good comedian. It's like, what about just being a good guy?
A good person,
Well, let's
yeah,
just do
Good
that
person,
first.
good human.
for
Yeah.
sure,
Mormon's got good morals, man.
You know?
for sure.
I think.
And it
I'm not
translates
sure.
too. When you focus on being a good person, it translates on stage.
It does.
Because I see comics sometimes that start scolding the audience or being mad at people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Not naming names, but
I've never done that.
and that just that sometimes shows a lack of maturity or a lack of self-awareness.
He's
'Cause
behind the camera. Don't be
if you're-
honest.
If they're not laughing, guess what? You, the comedian, are responsible for that. You are controlling their experience. If they're not laughing, now if
You shaking, man.
one person out of 50 isn't laughing, guess what? That's on that person.
Mm-hmm.
If the rest of the room is enjoying the material, but if everybody is looking uncomfortable, you got to look inward.
Yeah.
You got to say, all right, what do I need to do different? But that requires self-awareness. It requires maturity, and being a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah,
I agree.
I concur.
Yeah. Good podcast.
Yeah,
This is fun.
this is a great
Yeah?
This is
podcast.
fun. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah, you see why we got sponsors?
I see something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little system you got going on here.
Good little system. We are the Atomic Habits.
You guys are the Atomic
That's
Habits.
going to be our band name when we move out to Austin, right, Murray?
Yeah, you guys
I'm
should-
not starting a band with you, Case. I'm
Yeah.
a grown-ass man.
No, we're going to start a band. It's going to be great.
But back
We're
to
going to live in a van.
van.
It's going to be called I'll keep going for as long as I want with this bit. This bit will be awful and I'll sit in it. What's our band name going to be? What's our van name?
Which you had a point. You were
I think our
making.
van's going to be a
Thank you.
talking van. I think we'll solve mysteries around town of like silly ghouls and whatnot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will unmask people and be like, the owner of the automobile shop, and be like, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you. And it's not going to be like Scooby-Doo, but it is in a sense. But
Sounds
we'll be
like
more
Scooby-Doo.
diverse.
Yeah,
You know?
You're going to go after the trans community.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Will Palomino. But that's yeah, yeah. We're not going to go after anybody in particular. Just like silly doodads and tricks we're going to do.
No, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so what were you saying?
I can't even remember.
Yeah, and like we won't have a dog. Like I feel like I should make it clear. Like our mystery band gang isn't gonna have a dog. You know, we can have like a chinchilla, a lemur.
A lemur?
I'm thinking like a South South
monkey?
American animal. You know, and an Ethio. I mean, like we can have like a fish in a tank that's like, yeah, you know, and it doesn't have to be like the American Dad fish. You know what I mean? We can have
Great podcast. Great stuff you
any
guys do.
kind of animal that's not a dog is what I'm saying.
All right.
So you
Hooch,
grew up in
was
Utah?
there something you were saying?
Nah, I
There,
got
you kinda
places
got
to be.
derailed. Yeah, we got about 15 more minutes before we gotta go, but yeah, anything exciting that you're working on, or
And like it doesn't have to be a van.
things-
Like it just
things that you would like to share with the world now
Be
that
a Toyota
you have this
Tercel.
platform.
Now that I have this platform. No, dude, life is good. I'm in a relationship right now.
Come on.
Yeah, me. Please.
But again, it doesn't have to be a van. Like it could be.
Quiet coyote.
Okay, Quiet Coyote.
Quiet coyote.
Quiet
That's how you get 'em.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's how you get white people. Got him with that classic elementary quiet coyote.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Talk.
I think we should have like a really zany European in our group. I think that'd be cool. You know, Eastern European or something like that.
How do you turn it off?
You give it like Adderall, and you kind of just.
Yeah.
And I go off save.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But,
what are you saying?
No, I got a girlfriend, which is new in my life.
Man.
Yeah, I haven't
Bring it
dated a
in.
girl, I think, since I was like 20.
Was it boys before then, or what do you mean?
No, just
Oh,
haven't dated
dating.
girls.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was good. Thank
That
you,
was
Will. Thank you. So you were kind of out of the dating pool for a little bit,
Yeah.
just kind of
By
focused
choice
on you.
or
Now, like, I'd like hang out with girls, but like I have that nasty habit of like making too many jokes and not being able to turn that off. And a lot of girls don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the curse of being a comedian.
Yeah, a lot of girls don't like when you make fun of them. So
now what like jokes would you like make about them?
Oh, just find like the biggest insecurity.
Yeah. This is a comedian. I didn't know we were dealing with a real comedian here.
Find the biggest insecurity and bring it up constantly. Just classics.
Could you give us an example of where that went wrong?
Where it went wrong?
Yeah.
So many times.
Give us
So
one.
I was dating a black girl once, and
Nice.
You had to go with the black girl. This is crazy.
dude,
Oh God, what did you? Hold on, mic's off, guys. What did you call her?
No.
what did I not call her? That's the real question. Nah, I'm kidding.
Your current girl. Tell us more about that.
No, so I gotta say something. I usually just don't date white girls. Like I usually date Hispanic or black girls.
Why not white girls?
Really?
Yeah, I think 'cause like the part of my life when I started dating was in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
And you dated the whitest of white girls.
No, I dated the one black girl in school when I lived in Utah.
The one black.
We had one black girl in our school.
And
Why you guys? Yeah.
Until I got. Then she left.
That's how I put my hands on her. You know what I mean?
So you got your hands on. And again, with our mystery bunch, we don't have to have. Okay.
But my girlfriend now, she's amazing.
yeah?
No,
How'd you
she-
meet her?
Met her at a rodeo.
A rodeo.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that
okay.
seems about
How-
right.
what-
That's
I met her the same day I started.
and who was riding her?
Case. Hey, let me say something. That's my girlfriend.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's my girlfriend.
I'm so-
Public apology.
I'm so sorry.
Why would
Hooch.
you talk about another man's girl like that? You know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
You invite me on your podcast to this
I
comedy
didn't.
club. You know? You don't
Yeah.
talk the whole time I'm doing an interview. And I just make a horrible joke about my girlfriend.
It was just a classic
That was awful.
set up punchline.
I think you should apologize.
I don't. I think it was just a.
I think you
Yeah,
should
they thought it was
apologize.
terrific.
He's like, structurally, it was tight, okay?
Like that was.
It
If
may
I
have
did
been
that on stage,
disrespectful, but
that
it
would
was a
kill.
banger.
So disrespectful.
Wait a minute. So
You feel good about that, Christian?
Did you ask her, do you not want to date me? And she said, nay.
So met her at a rodeo.
Thank you.
What was that conversation
Sorry.
like? How did you approach her?
She sat by us. I was with the whole like film crew. My best friend, her and like her 3 other blonde friends sat by us, and didn't like talk to her because she was sitting like farthest away. So I talked to like her friend mostly.
That's
And
a
then-
classic move, by the
It
way.
is.
Talk to the friends.
Fuck
It
the
is.
friend, get
You
the
find the
groove.
hottest girl in the friend group, and you go, I'm gonna talk to the other one,
Yep.
make her jealous.
Yep.
Classic trick, you know. And then didn't like honestly just like mention my name.
I could say it didn't work for a second. I was like, didn't work
at all.
actually.
Didn't work at all. And then after like a rodeo, they usually do like a country concert. So danced with her, and then I was like, hey, can I get your number? And then went on a date with her the next day.
Awesome. So it was a straight point A to point B.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, I forgot
No games
her name
played.
You forgot her name.
at the rodeo because it's like so loud.
Yeah.
Like I like have hearing problems as it is. So like she told me her name like 3 times at the rodeo. And then on our first date, I was like, hey, before we start this, like, what's your name? You know what I mean? Which is not the best start, but
What an
I mean,
opening
that's-
line.
yeah,
That's not the worst,
Not the
honestly.
worst.
It's not the worst.
not the worst.
Where'd you take her on a date to?
We went to a steak dinner, and then we cause we're in Moab, and then we went stargazing.
How do you take your steak, by the way?
How do I take my medium rare?
Medium rare? Okay, good man.
Yeah.
Thought you were gonna give me some well done or some shit. Like that's probably what Case likes.
Yeah.
You know?
I like medium.
Okay.
Yeah. So back to
Yeah. So then steak dinner.
the steak dinner, then went stargazing, and just laughed all night.
I love that, man.
It was good.
And y'all been talking ever since type
Yeah.
thing
And then we hung out like every day after that.
while you were shooting the movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So happy for you, man. You know, I love hearing about these because love is it's the best thing about life.
It is.
Falling in love, finding a person for yourself, whether you're gay, straight, whatever the case may be.
I'm not. Okay.
Whatever the case it may be.
Whatever the
That's good.
case. I gotta hand it to you.
Yeah.
And again, there's multiple countries we can have our ragtag group of mystery busters on. There's, Tibet.
I will
There's
say
Pakistan.
it is
There's
weird though.
India.
Yeah.
There's China.
Feeling good now and doing comedy. Like my
Please.
little brother cursed me on the For the Boys episode 11. He goes, Hooch is now in love and comfortable. and his comedy's gonna suffer.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He
Ain't
said
that
when
right?
you're not happy is when you're killing
Yeah.
or whatever.
When I want to kill myself, I'm the funniest on stage.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
Is
Dude,
it
it's
though?
weird too, because the next day I went and did a competition with Carlos at like some Spanglish show, and I bombed so bad, and I instantly blamed her. I instantly was like, "This is your fault. I've lost being funny."
What a loving man.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second
Like
here.
devil's avocado.
I think it's a chicken and an egg situation.
No.
I think you thinking that being happy makes you a bad comic, in turn makes you a bad comic, because you've
Yeah.
already told your subconscious mind,
There it is.
I'm about to bomb.
There
Of
it is.
course you're gonna bomb. Whereas I have a girlfriend now. I've checked off this one thing that's important to me. So now I can focus on comedy. I ain't got to worry about hitting on every woman that I see, like I'm Will
Yeah.
Palomino or somebody like that.
Mhm.
But
We've been to Waffle House with this man. It is every woman. It
Every
walks out that
woman.
door. Hello, can I get your Instagram real quick? Give me your number.
she's like, "Do you want hash browns with that?"
He's like, what's Instagram?
Right. Yeah, no, but in all seriousness, I think it'll make you a better comic moving forward. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like you seem happier.
You have a
and
support
being
system.
happy is gonna exactly. That's one more person that can be part of your support system,
Yeah.
which I think will translate into you becoming a better comic
Mhm.
when times are rough.
Will you ever let
You feel
her
me?
watch
So-
you do comedy?
Yeah, she comes out July 4th, and I have a show on the 5th or 7th. 15 minutes that she's gonna come watch me.
And
Heck
you'll
yeah,
be
man.
back in Austin, right?
No, I leave July 8th. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This will be out by then, right? Yeah.
So it's cool too, cause like my biggest comedy inspiration is Kevin Hart, and a lot of his material is just about his girlfriend and kids and stuff.
Yeah,
So
stories.
it's like I can finally like do that and not like make fake jokes about it,
I love that.
like just personal, and that stuff works better on stage.
Yeah, because it's not like made up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, it's true. And we were talking to a good friend of ours, Caesar, recently.
Shout
and
out
he
Caesar
was-
Six.
shout
Last
out
week,
Caesar.
right?
Something like that. I don't know
Last
how
week.
recent it was. But
It's not like
we
you guys
talked
just
about the
changed your
same
clothes
thing.
or anything.
No, not at all. I mean, listen, we're professionals out here. We
Yeah.
got sponsors. But he talked about speaking.
That was a good one, Marek. That
Thank
was-
you.
I like that.
He talked about speaking from a point of your own truth and speaking about your experiences, because no one can talk about Hooch better than Hooch.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But also like, it's strange too, cause like this literally thought hit my head. I thought it, so I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? Like in life, like when we talk to random people, it's not like you go meet them and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna make this fake story to make
Right.
you laugh." You talk about your personal life.
Right.
So why would we do different when we're on stage?
On stage, exactly. We may exaggerate. We may
Yeah.
do a little act out here and there for effect.
Yeah.
But when it comes from a place of truth, that's when the joke hits. Like,
Yeah.
So I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. So where do you see this heading? Is she gonna move to Austin with you, or what's gonna
Honestly.
happen?
Hey.
So what we agreed on is like we're like, hey, obviously we just met, you know, we're in a relationship. Should we do like long distance? And we're like, yeah, let's like owe it to ourselves. You know, let's try 1 month, see how that goes.
Yeah.
So it's about to be 1 month on that,
Come
and
on.
then we're like, if it keeps on working good, we don't want to be doing long
Just
distance.
1 month at a time?
Yeah, 1 month at a time. We don't want to be doing long distance forever.
Right.
So, like about like 6 months, that's when she'll be done on her like farm season job, 'cause she works on a farm, and then she's doing a Europe trip, and then after that she will, if we still work after that, about 6 months at the beginning of next year,
Heck yeah, man.
she'll move to Austin with me.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's looking far down the line, but in the moment, you seem happy and you're getting ready for a big move yourself.
Yeah.
Back to your city,
Yeah,
your new home.
my new home.
You know what I mean?
Got it tattooed on me.
No way.
Yeah.
Show
You
it.
have an Austin tattoo?
Take your shirt off.
That's awesome, and that's like the logo, right, for ATX.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Dude, Austin is the best place. I'm not gonna lie. The food, the entertainment.
I've been
everything.
to Austin. Yeah, I haven't done comedy there, but
to
Austin
do a
is
Kuttin Loose
beautiful.
episode
It's a
down
very
there.
white city, but I love it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
It
we
is
got diversity.
in Houston.
In Houston? Yeah, they come down.
Right.
They come down. They come down.
They
They leave before it gets night, but they come down.
Right. Don't do that.
No.
But no, we got to
I
make it
wanna
out
keep
there,
this
kids.
job. I'm gonna
We got to make it out there, because the
I
comedy scene
think
is exploding.
we all should just move out to Austin.
That's more of a few
I
years
think we
from
all-
now kind
no.
of thing.
Well,
for
no,
me.
because you have to remember there's a height requirement. So how would Will get there?
We can leave
Mm.
some people behind. Not everybody's gonna make the trip.
Right. I want to do extended stays in Austin, like 1 month at a time,
Yeah.
2 months at a time. I have so many roots here, and I have things
Family's here.
that
you
I'm
know.
dealing with
Yeah, but you
personally.
got dreams, bro.
Of course I do, but
You're young.
of course, but
Mm.
no, I'm not that young anymore. But
And
point
then-
is, I want to get good in Atlanta first. I want to give
Yeah.
Atlanta a good 3-4 year run,
Same.
and then I'll go somewhere else. Because Atlanta's a good city to come up in, because you're eating in front of all kinds of crowds.
Yeah.
You're doing it in front of black people, white people, Hispanic people. So I really love that aspect of it, that every day I'm in front of different people, and that makes you better as a comic. But then you got to go to an Austin or a New York or a LA to take it to the next level. It's like high school. Like, I got to graduate high school, that's Atlanta,
Yeah.
before I go to college. That's how I look at it.
New York.
Yeah. That's why I like
Alright.
visiting Atlanta.
Mm.
Like I like my home base in Austin because I can get reps, do all that, and then when I need to, all right, let's see how this works. In
For
this city.
sure. For sure,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And, we're opening up Helium down here, too.
I heard.
You know,
Yeah.
Ferretta. It's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty.
Breaking
There's gonna be
news.
2 stages
Oh,
there.
shoot, I shouldn't be saying that in front of where we're shooting. Sorry,
You
Holden.
should try to get become door guys up there.
Maybe.
Alfreda's like a
Maybe.
50-minute drive from where I live.
Oh, yeah?
15.
50.
Still become a door guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You should.
I'll face bump me for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I'll come visit you out in Austin.
Come and visit. You guys have a free bedroom and free couch anytime you want to come.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And once I eventually move out there with you.
You should.
Yeah.
You should move to Austin. You hear that, Peter?
Yeah. We should have our. I don't know.
We'll
But-
talk about it off air.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air.
Alright,
We
we'll
can't make
edit
Sir
this
Jeffrey
part
too
out.
mad.
Right. You're a killer, man.
Yeah.
Man, you still know my people, man. But
Nah.
What do you
Outside
would
of
say?
comedy, Hooch, let's get to know you as a person. Well, passions. I know you probably don't have time for anything anymore, but you
Yeah.
work out,
Yeah, I work out.
right?
How many days a week?
Like 5.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 rest days, Work out. Honestly, I have such a big family, so like family's just a huge passion. Like I have like 8 nieces and nephews,
And
So I just hang a lot. If I'm not doing comedy, I'm like, okay, let's do a fun family activity. I'd rather do that.
family oriented,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's you and your brother, right? Or you have other siblings too?
I have 4 brothers, 1 sister.
4 brothers. So where are you in the mix?
I'm the second youngest.
Second youngest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
And your youngest brother is the youngest.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's 17, and then my family's adopting a little Asian kid. Not a little Asian kid, a 17-year-old Asian kid. Yeah.
First of all, that's very wholesome. You don't hear about people adopting.
Yeah.
What made them choose the 17-year-old Asian?
Why did we pick him?
Yeah.
And why did we pick him out of the draft? Because he was my little brother's like one of his friends in high school, and his mom's from Malaysia, and she got divorced with her husband, and then she has to move back or something. She's moving back for some reason,
Gotcha.
and she has 3 kids, but she doesn't have enough money
To take care. I got
to take care of all 3 of the kids. So my mom and dad are just great people, and they're like, all right, we'll take him if you can't.
Man, Mormons really are.
Mormons, we get a bad
some-
rap for not being diverse, but we're pretty good people.
No, y'all are some decent people, man. I've never had it. Like, I've met a few Mormons outside of you, and
Yeah.
y'all are some of the nicest people.
Yeah.
And y'all are white for sure.
No.
Are there? No, are there?
Eugenics is a hell of
no,
a drug,
listen,
man.
I wasn't even trying to be funny. Are there black Mormons?
Yeah, so I go to church here, and the
Mormon church?
Mormon church, and the whole ward is like the whole church is like all black. Yeah,
I never knew that. Where
Do
is
you-
that?
So
by
you,
Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay, near East Point. Okay.
Yeah,
Very
do
cool.
you actually believe like you'll get your own planet when you die?
that's not a thing.
No, that's a
It's
thing.
debunked. It's a thing. You're gonna tell. I've been in the church for 24 years, and you're gonna tell me it's a thing.
Yep.
All right. No.
Okay.
I don't know what happens when I die, and people will miss me.
Yeah, people definitely. Rodeo girl
Yeah.
miss you.
She'll miss me.
She'll definitely.
She'll miss me in about 10 years. Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. I didn't know we had a Mormon church in Atlanta. This is
No, there's
news to me.
Mormon churches everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are Mormons
I thought it
amongst
was-
you, living amongst us right
Yeah,
now.
Right.
amongst you guys,
Right. Paying taxes, just
doing it.
It's
living
devious. It's
the law.
nefarious.
Yeah.
I'm an elected official who put a stop to that.
They
Yeah. Have
should.
you ever seen Book of Mormon?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. How's that received in the community?
We understand it to play, like it's fun. I just never watched it.
I got you.
Like it never came to Utah, my small town.
I got
That's
you.
really funny. They just avoided Utah.
No, I think they came to Salt Lake, but it's like I live in a small town so far, you know.
Just never got to. Yeah.
I heard it's
makes
great.
sense.
Like I would watch it if it was.
Yeah. No, those guys are funny. The South Park guys always.
Did you go on a 2-year mission trip?
I did not go on a mission.
Why?
Why? I never wanted to growing up, and that was like a big like defining moment. Like I didn't tell my parents that I didn't want to. My
Yeah.
dad did not like it, 'cause he served a mission. It
What
was-
are those mission trips like?
It's just like 2 years of service, like that you devote to Jesus, where you just preach the gospel.
Do you go somewhere?
Yeah, usually you go either out of the country or just not from where you're from. Usually.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there were Mormons in my hometown
Yeah.
of the godless city of Blairsville, Georgia. It has 9 churches on one street. But no, yeah, they go out and about everywhere where they feel like God is needed.
Mm.
Yeah. Didn't go on one though.
You didn't go on one. I
No.
got you.
Did any of your siblings go on one?
Yeah. 3 of my siblings did.
Mm.
Mm.
Is your little brother going to go on one?
And probably not.
Is the little Asian guy going to go on one?
I don't know if little Kenny's gonna go on one.
His name is Kenny?
Yeah.
No way.
That's
Well, his real name is like, I don't know, like Ming Ching or something. But he goes by Kenny. Like that's how he introduced himself. Yeah.
That's fair. They usually have American
Yeah,
names. Yeah.
yeah.
That's fair. That's one thing I admire about Asians is they'll have their real name and then they'll be like, yeah, you can call me James.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's I know a guy who goes to UGA. His name is Zhizen, but he's like, you can just call me John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
They help us out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They help us out.
For
'Cause
sure.
imagine me just being like, yeah, I have a little Asian brother's name is Ming Ching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, whoa, dude. You can't say
Yeah,
that.
related?
Yeah.
Is that racist?
Yeah,
I
you can't
don't.
say that.
No,
Yeah.
that's real.
There's a funny story though, like how that happened. Like my birthday was around the same time,
Yeah.
and I told my mom I wanted a pair of Nike shoes.
Wh-
Like that's all I wanted for my birthday.
When is your birthday again?
May 24th.
Taurus?
Gemini.
Gemini.
I
Oh,
knew
you're right
that.
over. Okay. We had a good friend of ours recently on the podcast who's a Taurus.
Last week,
Last
he
week.
had an April 23rd birthday.
Yeah, my little brother is April 24th.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, your brother doesn't share a birthday with John Cena.
Does Caesar?
Yeah.
Really?
And Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
That's pretty dang cool.
Wow. So you're really meant to be an actor from the get,
Yeah, I guess Caesar
He's
is.
not here.
I wish I could. I wish I could tell Caesar that.
Yeah.
right?
I actually started comedy. Caesar saw my first set ever.
Dynamic.
No, it was at Dancing School, right, Caesar?
Dancing Skull?
Yeah.
It's
No.
no longer.
You were there too.
That was my first place. That was my first 4 mics was Dancing Skull.
Yeah.
Where was that at? Dancing Skull.
Johns Creek, Alpharetta area.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it exist?
Lack of people.
Like people.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That usually happens.
We did comedy in front of like 3 comedians and the wait staff.
Sorry to chime in from off camera, but were you there at the 8-minute time?
Yeah. My first set was 8 minutes.
Shout out JB for doing podcasts out there at Dancing Skulls. It is sadistic to give new comedians 8 minutes of starting to. That is horrible. Yeah, dude. Everyone got 8 minutes, and there was 8 people, and they were all comedians. It was rough for a little bit, but it was a fun room. It was like the quintessential workshop room in Atlanta for a while. Like if you needed to work out a full set, it would be Dancing Skulls because you'd get the time,
Yeah.
and you'd be bombing otherwise. So you might as well work out a fresh 5.
And
Love you,
was-
JB.
Was this,
We love JB
it
King.
was like a bar or a comedy
Even if he
club
looks like
setup?
an undercover
Restaurant.
cop.
It was weirdly
Oh,
set up. It was weirdly set up. But yeah,
I got you.
Caesar saw me do my first set, and I sat down on the stage, and I told, yeah, he recorded it. There's a recording. I think he sent it to me. I might have it. Sat on the stage, and I told a horrible, like, joke, and then I got off, and she was like, that was
Can?
good. Like, just don't sit down. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, dang.
So, no, I'm about to go. That's what I was looking at the time too. As we wrap this up, Hooch, again, it's been an amazing experience talking to you,
Yeah.
getting to know you as a comic and as a person.
The Hooch
Anything
under the
you
hood.
want to share? This episode comes out in about a week. Anything you want to plug?
3
Anything
weeks.
you're excited about that you're working on?
What?
It's 3 weeks. This episode comes
Is
out.
it 3
3
weeks?
weeks?
Yeah.
Nah, don't want to plug anything, but an idea, little an idea. Me and Carlos cooked up last night.
Okay.
And making an official statement to you, Kuttin Loose hooligans. Me and Carlos and Peter Parker will be on our team because we have less people than you do. You got fucking 10 people here. That's
We have like
crazy.
6.
Yeah, 6. That's crazy. But we'd like to challenge you guys formally to a little half-court basketball tournament.
I got you. Well, I had
You better get
surgery on
run
this
up. You
knee,
better-
so I could be the referee as you guys play.
Hey, you can be the ref. You guys can make your own team.
That'd be awesome.
Me and Carlos would like to challenge you guys.
Me. So then it'd be me. Oh fuck.
Best 2 out of 3. Caesar will be our. Because Carlos told me he has 1 game. He has
Okay.
1 game in him.
That's the
Then it's 1 game.
all the cardio he
Carlos
has.
is like, I got 1 game and we'll get a sub.
Wait, who? What basketball jersey does he own? Big Baby Glenn Davis
You
or?
feel good about that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah.
camera. Call out Carlos right now. Say you're gonna
July
lock him up.
11th roast battle. See you there. Bitch.
No. Yeah. So we'd like to challenge you guys in a little basketball game.
That's a great idea, man.
Yeah.
We'll run it by Jeffrey as well. Get the team ready.
Yeah. Learn about you guys as daddy.
Daddy's crazy.
Yeah.
Daddy is crazy.
I'm just saying, Sir Jeffrey's your all dad, and we like to kick your guys' trash in some basketball.
That is
Some wild talk.
I hope you go. I'm a church
trying
ball
to
captain
think.
of my church for 3 years in a row.
Mm.
I was the team scorer.
Team score. Yeah, you did score on the team.
I did
Yep.
6 points every game. So,
6.
So you play basketball? Is that what you're saying, Hooch?
dude, I locked down.
You lock down.
I was the highest scorer on my team.
So it sounds like you're challenging us just so you can get a win. This
Oh.
sounds like
Yeah,
an
this
ego
sounds like a
exercise.
morale
That's what
booster.
you're
We're
doing.
still
This is
getting
such a
paid for this
24-year-old thing.
podcast.
Hey, I'm gonna come on your podcast.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna challenge
call
you
you guys
in this
out.
sport that I'm really good at. How about that?
Yeah. I
And
just want
then
you
I'm gonna
guys to
call
know.
Jeffrey your daddy. How about that?
Yeah, how you guys feel
This
about
is
that?
all ego, bro.
Yeah, it
This
is
all-
ego.
What happens if you lose?
We won't lose. Carlos said he's a clean
Can
shot.
Carlos do between the legs?
No,
Alright.
but he says he shoots really good. You hear that,
Carlos
Carlos?
gonna blow out both knees.
You hear
trying
the
to
way
dunk.
they talking to you?
He gonna do a layup, baby. He gonna look like Peter Griffin laying on the ground, man. Okay, real quick,
That's a
let's
great
do.
idea, bro. Hey, Hooch, my dog.
You guys taking the challenge?
I'm down, bro.
Are
I
you
told you,
leaving?
I don't compete because I'm still rehabbing the knee. As
Yeah.
you can see, I had surgery on my ACL less than a year
Show
ago.
it to the mic. Show it to the cam.
They can see it. My doctor hasn't cleared me to compete in anything, but in about a year's time. Don't do that, Chris.
Peter,
Don't.
Hey man, so we gotta
Shout out Emory Orthopedics.
Hey man, we gotta real quick do the sponsors one last time, then promote our
For sure.
sit your down.
Oh, damn. We're not done yet.
Well, that's a nice way to in front of a guest.
My bad, bro.
I thought we were, because we were throwing out challenges. I'm like, all right, the episode is over again.
No. So yeah,
Oh,
man,
nice way
you got
to-
anything
You
else
see
you want to
this, Sir
promote?
Jeffrey?
Sorry, bye.
You want to see?
Nah, I don't want to promote. I just enjoy the time I spent with you guys. I promoted
you.
my
Enjoy the time I
podcast.
spent with you, baby girl.
Thank
You gotta have. You said something about a 15-minute set earlier.
Yeah, it's alright.
Promote that.
It's alright.
Promote
You
it.
don't want people to know about it.
Promote it.
I'll don't want to be rude, but you're 25 viewers, and I'll be okay if they
Bro,
see that.
Hooch.
first of all, that is
Promote it.
rude. You act like you
I-
have
I
more
said I
viewers
didn't
than
wanna be
us.
rude.
And then you said a rude thing right after. It's like,
I mean,
that's
we-
such a passive-aggressive thing. I don't want to be rude, but here's a rude thing.
Here-
Like, what?
Don't
You
be
don't
rude,
have that
but
many
this
viewers that
podcast
we do. I'm just
sucks.
saying, we want to hook
crush
you up.
guys on views still.
That's fine, but my point
you have
is, you're
200
still a
you
new
started out with
podcast.
200
Don't act
more
like you're better than us.
We are better.
You're not better than
Okay,
us.
hold up. Let's go band for band then. What's your sponsors?
You guys have sponsors, but yeah, that's it. You have
Okay.
2 sponsors.
Okay,
So that objectively makes us better. Look
We've
at this
had
lighting.
bigger
Look at where we're at.
guests. Oh, you've had your younger brother. We have bigger
bookers.
guests.
If we want to talk
Bigger?
about who's better, we
Bigger.
have bookers.
Bookers,
We
you have Holden
choreographers.
booking your
Yes,
podcast?
Yes, Holden is one of the greatest
You have an
comics
open
in the scene.
micer booking your
Yes,
podcast?
guess what? Holden works at the
Open mic-
punchline.
Oh,
You're
I'm
an
sorry.
open micer.
I didn't know he had
Thank you
open
for
mic.
watching For the Boys.
How many
No.
episodes are you on, Hooch?
have way more episodes than
How many book shows are you on every week?
book shows like
Exactly. You're slowing down because you don't want to answer the question. So don't go there.
No, yeah.
See the way we treat you guys much
You
Hey, I'll tell
act
you
like
right
you're
now.
better than us. That's what I don't
Their
like.
biggest
Don't
guest-
act like you're better
Their
than
biggest
us.
episodes were
No,
me
you're
and Sir
not.
Jeffrey.
We're all on the same level, okay? We don't have to compete.
Right.
Listen, Their biggest episodes on For the Boys were me and Sir Jeffrey, who are who?
That's
the
false.
co-host of
That-
Kuttin Loose.
our
Have you
biggest
interviewed Hank
episodes are me and
Denson yet?
Carlos.
Have you interviewed Hank Denson?
Oh, we got him on the lineup. He's coming.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you done it yet, though? So you
See,
can't
we-
sit here and tell me you're a bigger podcast than us.
We like to keep it small and grow our.
Oh,
audience.
I almost just.
If you
we
want
like-
to take it there, we can take it there. I
I'm
don't
just
want to
saying.
take it there.
And we'll let the viewers see what's better. Hey, by the way, we'd like to have you on our pod.
Nah, Marek, you can't do it now.
We'll
After
get you
now,
some
he wants to
good
have
views.
me on
We'll
the-
get you some good
Anyways,
fuck
shout
up,
out to
dude.
our real sponsors besides their whatever sponsors they have. Yeah, if you use
We're spon-
promo code For the Boys, you'll still have
Yeah,
0%
Sublime-
off.
Sublime and Mountain Dew. Sponsorships are coming.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
don't you gotta
Alright.
sip out of your dip cup? Anyways, shout out to
The way they
shout out to
treat you.
True
Alright.
Products, one of the best laundry detergents on the market.
Hey, man.
If you use promo code CuttinLoose1, you get 10% off all orders. All right, and then Champ Boxers, the Goldilocks boxers. I mean, when I wear those boxers, I feel like I can just solve mysteries all over the world. You know what I mean? And if we can have a ragtag group like all over. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. But seriously though, I think we'd have a cool little otter, Mareg.
Yeah, we do. You would do,
Ollie the Otter.
Okay, is that
And
the
we
name
s-
of the band you're talking? What are you
No,
talking about?
our ragtag group of mystery solving team.
Go to Champ Boxers, go to TrueProducts.com, use Cutting Loose 1 for discounts on your products. Love you guys so much.
think if we
This
had a
has
guy
been
from
Cutting Loose
Uzbekistan, that'd
Podcast.
be
We're
cool.
out.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Hooch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hooch.